Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I'm reading today for Gemini energy. You don't have to be Gemini for this reading to resonate. You could have Gemini placements or just be being affected by Gemini energy in your chart right now. You may be I don't know, collaborating with a Gemini. Interesting collaboration's been coming up a lot for Gemini energy. You may also find that even though you are Gemini, this reading doesn't resonate, in which case it's just not your reading this time, it's just for somebody else on like today. Maybe go and check out your other placements. I feel a bit distracted. I don't know if that's something to do with your energy. Maybe you're a bit distracted or you're dealing with somebody who feels a bit distracted. Could be something going on there. Perhaps you're having questions over, like, are they, you know, if this is your partner, maybe you're thinking, why are they so distracted? Why aren't they paying as much attention to me anymore? You know, are they having an affair? I don't know, because some of the clarifiers were faithful, which I thought that feels like your energy, Gemini. Whoever's energy I'm channeling, it feels like this is a very faithful person. There's a lot of love in this reading, especially there could be something around children, especially with youth here as well. Like a lot of love for your own children, for the children in the family, this kind of thing. Like I'm getting this real kind of like enjoying spending time with children for somebody. But yeah, some of you, I was thinking, oh, it's Gemini's faithful, this is what I'm being told here, because I think sometimes Gemini energy can come across with that kind of hyena, two-faced energy, and that's not what I'm getting at all today. I'm actually getting a really, really loving, lovely energy for you. But it could be, it's funny because I was thinking, is it Gemini that's faithful? And they clarified it with they, so no, they're talking about somebody else. So if you've got questions over whether somebody's faithful or not, the indication here is yes, they are, whoever they is, but the they that is faithful may also not be the they that you're thinking about. I don't know. We're going to get into the reading more and find out more about this if you've got questions, hopefully. And you've got the word would, so youth would, I don't know. So maybe something there means something to you, maybe it doesn't, but they're the words that came out for you. I've got some random sort of psychic messages. I just feel really weird saying it. I'm still quite new to it, so I feel silly. But I was asking, as I was falling asleep last night, I was like, give me messages for Gemini. I started opening up to Gemini energy. I didn't sleep well. I don't know if some of you are not sleeping well. I kind of, you know, when your mind's just running, it's like not even anything specific that you're thinking about, but it's like your mind at 3 a.m. decides to go over something that you said in high school like 20 years ago or whatever. It's like your mind just kind of like goes back over like things that you said in the past, or, you know, you start thinking about that, you know, that laundry that needs doing the next day, and it's like, why am I thinking about this now? So I don't know if some of you are experiencing that, especially with you being Gemini. You're a very brain, logic, thinky orientated sign, so your head could be driving you mad right now. I've got a Gemini moon and I say it tortures me. It's like I think too much. It's funny that I'm saying think too much because that's actually in the song that came through for you, which was Pink, Just Like a Pill. So you may like that song, you may not know that song, but there could be something in there for you. The colour pink could be relevant to you. Some of you could be on medication, right? Just like a pill. I'm going to say medication, but it could be other things. You may, what else? You may be having trouble with your medication, like maybe you're on the wrong brand, or you need to change the dose. So you may be having a little bit of trouble getting that sorted out. In the song she says, I'm trying to call the nurse again, but she's not very successful, and she's got this urge to just like run. She just wants to run as fast as she can and get out of there. So I don't know if this is the energy of some of you, but whatever you get from that is, you know, take it as it kind of, as your intuition tells you to. You can probably tell, especially if you watch all my videos, how scattered I am today. I feel distracted, I feel scattered, I didn't sleep well. Yeah, I don't know, this could be something for somebody. I'm also getting a lot of messages about cars or driving. As I say that, my neighbour's actually pulling into his drive. So there could be something about cars, driving. Somebody could be driving past someone's house. I got this a few times. Maybe an ex's house, maybe just kind of keeping an eye. Some of you, it could be something to do with nostalgia in terms of like remembering driving to places with a certain person. It could be a grandparent. You know, maybe you being in the back seat and this person looking in the rearview mirror at you, or just like this is you driving around at like a place where you used to know, like maybe it's like you're revisiting a place where you grew up and you're driving around the old streets and you're having that kind of nostalgia, you know, thinking about people who perhaps are no longer in your life, or thinking about past relationships, or thinking about just that kind of nostalgia, that past energy, and kind of maybe wondering about people. How are they getting on? I wonder where they are now. Some of you may have just got your driver's license. There could be something with California or Los Angeles. I've got the word fairy tale. There could be something about like love as a fairy tale, you know, that kind of like Disneyfication romance. It could be something to do with Disney, especially with like California. I think like that's where Disneyland is, right? What else? There could be something to do with grandma's recipes or grandma's recipe book, or somebody who cooks like their grandma did. So it's like, oh, you make it just the way grandma did, this kind of energy. So I don't know if somebody's got grandma's recipe book, or like somebody's like making something that their grandma used to make, or, you know, somebody's surprised, oh, you make that just the way my grandma did. Something about like the way grandma cooked food. Aries also had the word grandma, so I don't know if there's a bit of a tie in there for you. Maybe if you've got Aries placements or you're dealing with an Aries, maybe your grandma was an Aries, maybe there's something in that reading for you as well. I also got the strong smell of onions, like raw onions, right? Like armpit onion smell. So it could be something to do with cooking with onions, or the way that the onions are chopped, the way that the onions are prepared. Onions are also associated with tears. You know, you chop them, it makes you cry. This could be something for somebody. Also, I talk about onions as being like you peel back the layers of an onion to reveal what's underneath. So sometimes when you meet somebody, you only see that surface layer, and you have to dig a little bit deeper to kind of get to the heart of it. So, you know, to get to the really tasty bit of that person. Obviously, don't eat people. Oh dear. I also saw visually, it came through in like a vision. I saw 4 cards, probably similar to this size and layout. So 4 cards like this. They were white and they had letters on them, and they were decorated with like, it was like, I think it was black and white, but they were like white cards and decorated like quite nicely around, a little bit like invitations or like seating placements or something like that. But the words on it was H something LL, and I misread it at first as an E, but then I kind of like, it's like my vision zoomed in and I could see that it said HALL, so Hall. So I don't know if somebody's name is Hall, like Mr. Hall, Mrs. Hall. I don't know if there's something happening in a hall, a bit like, you know, like that kind of fairy tale energy. Maybe there's a ball in a hall. Maybe there's a frog on a log and a fox in socks. Maybe there's a ball in a hall. But there could be something with that. So like HALL. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that's for. I don't know what it means. So I think that's all your intuitive messages. So let's get on with the actual cards. So if I can try and get less scattered, I feel like the energy is very open. I feel like I am getting a lot of like channeled messages. I don't know what I've done to this, but it's really creased and there's like little bits of fluff all over it today. I try and make things nice and neat for you, but I'm not successful. And I do blame my Gemini moon for my messiness. Different placements, like a Gemini moon is different to a Gemini sun. It doesn't have the same effect on people because it's a different placement, right? So the way where your placements are in your chart, the different ways that the different combinations can create different effects. So I was talking about how no 2 Geminis are exactly the same. That's another message that came through that I forgot to mention. I was getting the word twins. The twins. They kept on telling me the twins. In daughter spirits here as well. I am getting this kind of like grandmother energy coming through. So I don't know if somebody's grandparent, like especially grandmother, like maybe there's twins in the family and the grandmother would be like, the twins, like ask the twins what they think. Are the twins coming? So I don't know if this is something for somebody. It could be you, because you are the sign of Gemini, right? You are the sign of the twins, but it more feels like it's like actual family members, like somebody has twins. like, you know, what do the twins think? This kind of energy. It kind of gave me, you know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito film as well, because I was hearing the same but different, the same but different. It's like maybe like twins but they're not identical, or maybe like siblings but they're complete opposites. It may not even be twins, right? It may just be, it may be a joke, right? Two people who are always hanging around each other, and the grandma's like, oh, you know, you two are like twins. This people used to say this to me and my best friend as well in high school, and we were so different, like we were really not similar at all. What's going on, please, for Gemini? What's going on, please, for Gemini? Community, very Gemini energy, and Angel of Balance. Well, I was only going to take one. A little bit cheeky, all tied up. You could have a lot of commitments then with your community. You could feel like you're tied up in things. I did say I was picking up on this, like, collaboration energy. So you could feel like... you know, either your friendship group, your co-workers, your family even around you, just the people around you, like socially. You could have a lot of commitments with them. You could feel quite tied up in things. Like maybe this is like, oh, I always go and see my grandma on a Tuesday. I take her a bag of onions because she likes to cook this soup. You know, it could be something like that. It's like, oh, I can't do it on Tuesday. I've got to go and see my grandma. So I don't know if this is like commitments to other people, but it's saying balance as well. So you need to find some kind of balance in whatever's going on for you. You may be trying to find some balance. Maybe you're doing things like meditation, yoga. I'm also getting something as well just with the song where sometimes if you're going out socially and you're overdoing it, so maybe you're taking a lot of substances, whether that's like alcohol or I don't know, other things. Any kind of chemical that you put into your system can affect the chemical balance of your body, and it can affect your mental health as well. So if you're drinking, it can actually stop vital, you know, if you drink a lot, if you drink regularly, like most days, it can actually stop vital kind of nutrients getting to your brain. And it can give you this kind of like fuddled, like muddled thinking. It can affect your sleep. So there could be something for somebody where you have to pay attention to what you're physically putting into your body, whether this is like you're smoking, drinking, you know, the things that you're eating. Are you having too much sugar? Are you not getting enough fruit and vegetables? So just be careful about what you're putting into your body and how that actually affects, I'm going to say like your mental health. Some of you, this is like a work-life balance, maybe balancing out different commitments to different people. What do we have here? We've got a number 7, so there's something about your life path here, something that's kind of fated to do with the community or social group around you. Could be a friendship group. And we've got 4 and 8 here as well, which breaks down to a 12, which breaks down to a 3. 3s are a collaborative energy, so again, you've got this social energy coming through for the 3rd time. 3 and... I'm sorry, I keep spitting today. I'm so sorry. I had green tea just before I started, and it's really made my mouth dry, and then I don't know, there's something going on there. I keep spitting, so sorry. But 3 and 7 together make 10. 10s are about endings and new beginnings, like fresh starts, right? So something closing out. So there could be something closing out for you in terms of like commitments to your social group or your co-workers, your family, and perhaps maybe you're taking a step away. You can see this person's actually turned away from these people. Maybe you're taking a step away to just, again, recalibrate. Maybe just take a bit of quiet time. Maybe just be on your own for a little bit, or just, you know, reducing the amount of commitments you've got to restore that equilibrium, right? If you need like a mental health day or a self-care day, for example. Okay. What is Gemini's energy? Tell me more about Gemini's energy at this time, please. Oh, immediately, Gemini's energy is the wolf. I'm also not going to take these, but I'm just going to show you them in case they mean something to you. We have the elk, the panther, and the sea serpent. But the card that's actually come out clearly is the wolf, and I do only want to take one. So the wolf, again, there could be something about family. Wolves to me, I was talking about this with my daughter. She really, really loves wolves. She likes all animals, but wolves are something she's particularly keen on. So she knows a lot about them. And she was talking about like how wolf families work, like the alpha male and things like this. And she said they don't really fight. I think we'd watched a clip of Twilight where like the wolves were like almost butting heads, right? It's like, I'm the alpha male, no, I'm the alpha male. And she said they don't act like that, they don't fight like that. They're really family orientated, and basically the alpha is determined by like who started the wolf pack. So it's like, you know, a wolf will go off on its own and it will mate with the other lady wolves, and that's going to create a new pack. So she said they don't really, in her opinion, like, we're going to trust my daughter on this one, she said they don't really vie for power in that way. It's just like, it's the dad, right? The dad is the alpha wolf. He's the first wolf, he's the alpha wolf, he's the one that established the pack, he's the one that established the family. I don't know, I didn't ask her what happens when that wolf dies, but maybe I can ask her when she gets home. I mean, this is what Google's for. So you could be lone wolfing it a bit right now, right? You could be off to perhaps go and establish your own pack. Perhaps you felt like you were part of some kind of wolf pack, right? Some kind of social group, some kind of family. Again, like, wolves are very earthy and kind of almost like a shaman energy, like earth magic, right? Very intuitive, very intuitive, really good instincts. So I feel like you were part of some kind of pack or tribe or family or group setting, and I feel like perhaps there was something that was out of balance there. So I want to say that you're taking a step away, and it doesn't mean like you're burning bridges or anything like that, but maybe you're going to go off as this kind of lone wolf energy a little bit to try and establish something, to try and establish your own pack, your own social group. So that the way this could play out, for example, is you may not all be familiar with it, but there's an app called Discord. It's a little bit like WhatsApp, right? So you can go and you can start your own Discord group. So it could be that you've been part of a like a social media group like Discord, you know, part of one, you know, maybe you got invited to join, you figured it out, and you thought, do you know what, I'm going to go and start my own. And then you're inviting certain people in, but maybe there's certain people that you're not inviting in, right? So it's like you're running the show now. It's like you're getting to choose who comes through the gate, something like that. You get to choose who's around you. You get to choose who your family is. You get to choose who's part of your wolf pack. Okay, let's keep going. What else do we have? I want to ask, I was really called to the Muse Tarot. I do see you as a bit of a Muse energy, Gemini, very creative, a lot of ideas, real thinking out of the box, right? Out of the box thinking. So I do think you have a little bit of that Muse energy. This kind of gives me Muse as well. So there could be something where you're acting as a bit of a muse, you know, you're the ideas person, and maybe it's like you go into, maybe taking your ideas to, maybe you don't feel like your ideas are valued. I'm so glad I heard that little blink. So I hope I've not missed anything there. I was saying maybe you're taking your ideas, maybe you've been giving your ideas to a group and now you're taking them and kind of working on them yourself, right? It's like, I'm going to keep my ideas to myself. It's funny actually, that played out for me this morning in a very jokey fashion. I had an idea for something creative I want to do, and I was like, I'm really into this idea, I think it's a really good idea, I hope nobody else has this idea, and I was kind of joking around with somebody saying like, you're probably going to have the same idea as me and you're probably going to do it so much better than me. But it's that kind of thing. It's like, keep it to yourself. If you have a good idea, keep it to yourself. You know, it's meant for you. What else, please? I mean, you can tell people you've had a good idea, but don't give them the details, you know? So I'm really excited for it. I can't wait to do it. Right, what do we have, please? Who is Gemini at the moment? Tell me who Gemini is. Who's Gemini? The moon. Yeah, secrets. Oh my God, I can't believe how that turned out. Secrets and balance. The Six of Materials is a card about material balance. So again, it could be like you're the ideas person, like you're the creative in the team, but like you're not actually getting, you know, it's like other people are benefiting from your ideas maybe, and you're like, well, actually, maybe I want to keep my ideas to myself until I get paid properly, like something like that. I don't know. We're back with the roses again. There was a lot of stuff about roses in yesterday's readings. I think there's only one view on it actually. It's funny, but there was something about like the winner takes it all. Which would not be balanced, right? The winner takes it all the pentacles will be on one side, and this is a card about balance. This is equal, this is sharing, so there could be something like that for somebody. But you're coming through as this moon energy again. So if I bring the wolf back down, very, very intuitive, really trusting your instincts here. The wolves also, though, can be an animal that's associated with fear and nightmares and feeling lost and feeling alone. I was just watching a YouTube channel called Cinema Therapy. It's so funny that the wolves should come out. And they were talking about movie tropes in romantic movies. They were like, the 10 things I hate about romantic movies is the title of the video. If you want to go and watch it, they're really, really good. I recommend them. They were saying one of the tropes is being saved by wolves. It's like, how many romantic comedies need to have a woman being rescued from a pack of angry wolves? It's like when do you see wolves? Like, when does that ever happen? And they were saying, if that happens, like, let us know. Wolves as a creature of nightmares, right? A creature of you know, I'm lost, I'm alone in the woods, I'm scared. What if the wolves come to get me? There's something like that playing out there, because the moon can be associated with fears. You could have some fears around going alone. And the interesting thing here as well is there are 3 women on this card as well. So 3 women on this card. And if you notice, one of them's different. So you've got these 2 in white and this one's dressed in red. And she's the one with the actual talent as well. These women look beautiful, but do they have any actual talent? She's playing the lute. So I want to say that's a lute. I'm not actually convinced. The harp, the lute. So she's actually got musical talent. But maybe she's kind of in the background, right? She's kind of been pushed back. So it's like, again, with this being secrets, right? This being the moon being things that are secretive, hidden, like keep it to yourself, keep your ideas to yourself, keep your talents to yourself. It's like, don't let other people benefit from your talent. There's something like that coming through. It's like, really trust your intuition as well to guide you at this time. If you are a little bit scared of something, I want to say you want to not cave into that fear, not run away, not be like, oh my God, it's the big bad wolf. But, you know, question it a little bit. It's funny with grandma as well, isn't it? I just said big bad wolf and like the grandma. So it could be like, you know, like a wolf in sheep's clothing or something. There could be somebody in your social group who you've got an inkling about. You're like, something's not right with that person. There's something a bit off with them. There's something that's like, there's something I'm not seeing right. The moon is like unknown. But this is you. I asked what's your energy. So your energy is the moon energy. Strong intuition. But you may have some fears. Yeah, because look, she's real, but these 2 are fake. They're giving me like plastics, you know, like the plastics from what's it called? What's it called? I can't get it. I can see it. I can see the movie. I can't get the name of it. But there's Mean Girls, the plastics. So there's something fake. There's something not genuine about somebody. And I'm not saying that everybody who poses on Instagram, everybody who posts pictures of themselves, right? Everybody who has a bit of that is necessarily fake and plastic. I do it myself, right? I'm terrible for it at the moment on Twitter. Every time I like put makeup on, I'm like taking selfies and putting them through Prequel and then putting up the pictures, and I'm like, look at me, I'm so pretty. Like, yeah, I'm pretty when I use like like, I'm all right, you know, like maybe I'm a better 6. But like, you know, like, I don't know, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're fake. Like, you can be fake and genuine too. I was posting pictures yesterday making fun of myself because my daughter was taking pictures of me, and like on the floor was like a load of litter. There was like a surgical mask and like a plastic fork, and just like these stupid pictures, or like my gross carpet in my bedroom that needs replacing. But it's like, I want people to see the real me, right? I don't want to hide. I want people to know that I'm a scruffy cow. Like, you know, I don't want people to put me on a pedestal. I don't want anyone to see me as fake and plastic and not approachable. I'm down to earth. I'm a real person. You know, there's things going on that, you know, normally people hide things behind the camera, right? Normally people don't show certain things, and there's things that I don't show, right? You don't need to see it. But yeah, I don't know, there's something about, it's almost high priestess energy. It's almost like hiding your talent behind the surface. So you're showing people, I want to say, the surface, like these girls, right? You're fitting in. So you're doing something to fit in. You're doing something because it's the way it's done, right? It's the way it's done. You want a certain thing, you know, look a certain way, you do your hair a certain way, you pose a certain way on social media, you know, you present the way that's expected, but you have a hidden talent. Okay. Moon, definitely secretive energy coming from you. I like that you've grown up into wolf energy. I was getting this kind of like very this fox energy for you for a while, and I couldn't trust it. I was like, there's something up with Gemini energy, like this fox that kept on coming through, and now the wolf feels like a more of a mature energy. It feels more trustworthy. So I like that. I like that progression. I like that change, whatever that is in Gemini energy. Okay, let's get you full spread. So what do we have going on for Gemini, please? We've got, there she is, like, it's not the High Priestess, it's the World card, but it gives me that kind of High Priestess energy. You know, her lips are sealed. She's learned a lesson, her lips are sealed. And there's that moon behind her as well. So the World is also about completion, about cycles closing, about learning lessons. So something's closing out for you, which means something new is coming in. Again, with the intuition, with the moon on that card. The moon, again, look at that. Your energy is like very, very interesting, gems. You are transforming. This always looks to me like somebody coming out of a chrysalis, somebody coming out of a cocoon. The Queen of Swords energy. So that's Libra energy, but she's like a fellow air sign. So it could absolutely be, it is your energy. I'm asking about your energy. So you could have Libra placements. The moon for me is Pisces, can be Cancer as well. The World card for me is Sagittarius, can be Capricorn. You may have all these different placements in your chart. This, just to clarify this, I'm reading this as your energy. Judgment card. You have got so far 3 out of 4 cards are Major Arcana and 1 is a Court card. This is a very strong reading. Yeah, definitely something new coming, something new happening for you. The Fool card as well. Page of Pentacles. It's like you start off strong and then you go into, it's almost like you start out divine and then you move into a more human energy. So I don't know if you've got some kind of like, if you feel like your intuition's leading you somewhere, leading you through some, like into the unknown, like a fresh start. The Judgment and the Fool, that is like fresh start energy, learning lessons, having a fresh start, giving something another go, starting from scratch with that Page of Pentacles there as well, like a student, learning stuff, very much in your head about it, very logical, maybe like cutting things out as well with the Queen of Swords energy there. Some of you could definitely be musicians because she's playing a harp and she always looks to me like she's listening to the vibrations of that sword. It's like the sword's humming. So she's almost playing it like a harp as well. So some of you could play a harp. Something about her hands, just to show you the position of the hands in these 3 images. Can you see, because she's got like her hands up to play the harp? Like you could do something where you have your hands up in that pose. Seems to be definitely something about that pose. Like painting as well, like artists. There we go, 8 of Wands. I wonder what flip there. Communication and action, rapid communication, notifications blowing up, emails back and forth. 7 of Cups, choices. Well, that's the thing. When one door opens, more doors. When one door closes, more doors open. Look at the moon on all these cards. I was really drawn to this deck for you, and I can see why. Look at the moon on all these cards, like these 2 decks. And I wouldn't normally use these 2 decks together because they're a very different art style. But I went to get another deck, and it was like, no, you need that deck. The Tower card. You may feel like life is a bit chaotic at the moment. You may feel like things are a bit turbulent. I want to say lean into it. So there's some fear with that Tower card. You may feel a little bit like the rug has been pulled out from underneath your feet. You do have some fear. You are going into some kind of unknown because you're going into something very new. So you're leaving something behind where you've learned a lot of lessons from it. You've gained a lot of skills. You've gained a lot of knowledge from a situation. I feel like you've outgrown it. This is kind of giving me caterpillar into the chrysalis, into the butterfly. You can't go back into that chrysalis and like go back to being a caterpillar. Once you're a butterfly, you're a butterfly, especially like with the owl here. Can you see all these okay? Not brilliantly, let me just see if I can make a slightly better view there for you. So you've got the Chariot here as well, ending this reading. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana out of 9. More than half your cards are major arcana, and they're very, very strong, powerful major arcana as well. So yeah, really completing some lessons, learning something, closing out a cycle. Something's ending for you. You're being intuitively led somewhere else. Look, there's even a moon on this card. She's looking at it. The Judgment card, it can sometimes indicate a revival. So giving a situation another go, like giving a situation a fresh start, you know, like throwing out the dishwater and filling it back up again. You know, it's like, you know, it doesn't mean that you're walking away necessarily from a family or a friendship group or a work situation, but it's like back to the drawing board, because the Page of Pentacles is drawing board energy for me. It's let's figure this out, let's come up with a plan, let's make this work. So the Tower card is like, I'm going to swear, just swear warning. The Tower card is like the oh shit moment. I've got this energy of like, with that throwing out the bathwater energy, I'm getting this energy of like, oh shit, it's not going to work, is it? Like, we have to give up on that. We can't, like, it's not going to work, right? We have to, like, the way we were doing it, like, the way we were planning it, the way that they give it, show me like schematics, again, going back to cars, like, you know, you can get those books. I don't know if it's just in England or if it's like in other countries as well, but you can get books that are like the manual. They're like hard books. They're very 80s looking, but it's like the car manual. And it's got all the schematics of everything in it. I remember my dad used to have them, and I've seen them in bookshops. It's like, that's kind of what they're showing me. It's like the schematics, the plan, it's like engineering. Maybe some of you are like engineers or something. It's like the engineering. The engine won't work. It's like the way we put it together, the engine won't work. Like, we have to completely break it down to start again. They're showing me Lego now. So, you know, have you ever built Lego? And then it's like, you get to a certain point, you get like two-thirds of the way through, and then you realize you've missed like a vital component. And the only way to do it right and make, you know, complete the project is to completely break it all down and build it back up again. So maybe some of you do like, you know, vintage cars. Maybe some of you like restore vintage cars, something like that. It's like it had the wrong engine, or, you know, it just feels like taking out the engine and putting in a new engine. So whatever that means for you. But there's rapid action, and I feel like this is associated with the Tower. It's like, it's got this energy of like, it's not giving up, it's starting afresh. There's a difference. So having a big leap of faith into something new, going really into your fear here, really leaning into the unknown, really trusting your instincts, but not really knowing where that path is going to lead you, but taking this leap with a huge amount of like faith. And then you end up with, oh my God, the Chariot as well. You end with the Chariot, which is a card about cars. The Chariot can represent a car, because of course we don't have chariots now, we have cars. This is Cancerian energy. You may have Cancer in your chart, be dealing with a Cancer, you may be on the cusp. But it really is talking about bringing something into balance, making something. You've got all these cards about balance. Look, you've got the Angel of Balance, the Chariot, Six of Materials. It's like making something. It could be like, some of you could be doing something with like your car's suspension, you know, like maybe the suspension's off, it's wearing the tires down on the wrong side. So it's like you need to recalibrate. It's like you have to recalibrate something to get that suspension right. Maybe it's work, maybe there's a suspension at work, like your work's been suspended. Maybe something is being suspended. But yeah, you're going to get the balance. There's emotional balance with this as well. Because with this leap of faith here, with this Fool in the middle of your reading, there's a real fresh start here for you. There's a real leap of faith. There's a real, let's jump into this. Let's give it a shot. Right in the center of your reading. So that is a strong position. But next to it, you've got the Seven of Cups card, which is this card about confusion. There's confusion, again, with the moon being confusion. You've got the moon twice. It's like, how are we going to do this? I know I can see where I want to go. I can see the direction, but I don't quite know like all the points, like A to B to C. I don't know quite how to get. It's like I can see the other side of the river, but I can't see the stepping stones. So it could be that there's a lot of options, like there's a lot of different paths you could take, there's a lot of choices you could make. All right, I'm going to rebuild this Lego set, but do I start with the blue bricks? Do I start with the red bricks? Do I start with the green bricks? There's something as well about the poses on these two cards. It's almost like they're both in this kind of seated position. It's Kisi, it's almost like she's still on the magic carpet here, but she's facing backwards. Maybe this is like Aladdin for you. Maybe some of you associate with Princess Jasmine. Maybe some of you have been watching Aladdin. Maybe there's something about magic lamps, genies. Maybe some of you have been to Disneyland. Side messages. But it's like she's facing backwards here, but she's all like dusty. Where when she faces something head on, it's like turning away from it isn't the right course of action. You have to face it head on. And then that is your seat of power. This is what's going to bring you reward, recognition, victory, empowerment, success, balance. But that moon is still there. The moon's important, whatever that means to you. So a lot of facing backwards, facing back. Most of these cards are facing backwards, like facing backwards, looking forwards. So definitely make sure whatever the tower moment was, whatever's kind of wrapping up for you, make sure you've learnt the lessons. That's really important going forward. So you could be looking back to reassess, to learn the lessons. Okay, I did it that way. Why didn't it work? So again, this Page of Pentacles is figuring it out, coming up with a plan, making lists, trying and testing. Like it's a very skill-based, student-like energy. The Queen of Swords is very clear thinking, very good at communicating, very precise. So she's gonna, this is you, this is all your energy. So this is you going, right, I'm gonna figure this out logically. Let's take this step by step. Let's break it down. Let's do it logically. Let's use our brains here. But at the same time, there's this intuition pulling you in a certain direction. Okay, let's find out. Like, that's incredible that you got the moon. Oh, hello, tummy. Tummy's rumbling. I'm so sorry. That was a proper growl. Again, like maybe that's something, the wolf and the growl, right? Okay, so an energy outside you, it's not your own energy. 10 of Wands. Somebody's feeling very, very heavily burdened. They could be trying to share the workload. It's an energy of coming home. Perhaps somebody is coming home. Hangman in the reverse. Somebody is refusing to see something from a different perspective. They can only see it one way and they cannot think outside the box. This is keeping them very trapped. It's keeping them very tied up. I want to say this is what's keeping them burdened, right? It's like they've got these responsibilities. They've got these this baggage to carry. And I feel like there's people here who could help them, but they're just not seeing it. They're not, I want to say, like, you're seeing something from a different angle from this person. They're all tied up. They can't move forward. You're ready to take a leap of faith. Like, they're trying to do the same. They're trying to take a leap of faith, but it's almost like they're getting tripped up, right? It's like maybe somebody's tripped over the shoelaces or something. Could be an indicator for somebody. 10 of materials. You've got 2 10s and there's another card about balance there. Yeah, something's closing. Something's there's a cycle ending. Somebody outside of you is feeling very, very burdened by the responsibilities. The 10 of materials as well. There's something about shared burdens, shared responsibilities. I do feel like somebody, again, with this kind of like alpha wolf energy, there could be somebody else around you who's kind of like the leader of the family, right? They're the alpha, they're the head honcho, right? They're the one that's responsible for the rest of the pack. So they are in charge of like making sure everybody has the right resources, everybody has their place. It's like, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, right? And then it's like everybody can work together. I'm definitely getting this teamwork energy. But there's somebody who's really burdened, right? They're shouldering all the responsibility. Oh my God, tummy, stop. This is what happens when I drink green tea before I do a reading. So shouldering all the responsibility. It's a heavy burden for them, but there's something happening where with these 2 10s and with the 10 at the start of the reading, something's ending, something's closing out, something's like shutting down or like wrapping up. But they just can't see it. They can't see it from your perspective because they can't take that leap of faith because they're all tied up. Now we know why we had that all tied up at the bottom. They're all tied up in something. They're all tied up in their burdens. They're all tied up in their responsibilities. They could be, work commitments. It could be something to do with their own family. There's definitely this energy of like trying to maintain the balance. All right, I wonder what I should get for you. What should your advice card be? I'm feeling princessy for you. So believe in your own magic, I feel is appropriate for you with this kind of like princess energy that's coming through. Believe in your own magic, Gemini. So, and there she is, look, I can see her peeking through the High Priestess card. Can you see that? Yeah, so, yeah, I feel like that's your energy. You're in this High Priestess energy, watching, waiting, observing, but you're keeping a big secret. What's your secret? I feel like I don't know what your secret is. It's behind you. You'll know what your secret is. What that moon card represents to you. Do you know what? I feel like I need to read the Muse, the Tarot de la Nuit. Let's read the moon card. It's kind of calling out to me. I want to know more about that moon, Gems. What's your moon? What is your moon? Maybe you need to go and look up your moon sign placement. It may not be up yet. I've only done Aries, Taurus, Gem, but maybe watch out for your moon sign placement. There could be more information in that for you. If you don't know what your placement is, you can have a look in the description box down below. There's a link to a website where you can find out. Don't worry too much if you don't know your time of birth. You only need that for like certain aspects, but you can find out your moon sign just knowing, the day you were born, where you were born. Okay, where my soul wanders. I look like a princess lost in a grey garden. I know. It's because I represent your inner shadows. It's funny I was talking about that, like the princess in the woods, right, with the wolves, like not Sleeping Beauty, what's the other one? Beauty and the Beast. I represent your inner shadows. The paths your soul is wandering along when fear blocks you. But the light of the moon tells us it's now time to free ourselves, both you and I, from our anxiety and bad thoughts. Dig into your soul. Go and find the hidden truths, the weeds. What's that? There's something about weeds in the heart. Weeds still. There's a place deep inside my heart where the weeds still grow, and I will set you free. Set you free. I'll look it up and put it in the description box below. And all the things that curb and restrain your own self. Make them come to the surface. Look them in the eyes so they no longer haunt you. Illusion, fantasies, or idealization must not guide you anymore. Intuition must. A clear perception is now required to get out of this lost garden. If anyone has a clear perception, it's the Queen of Swords. Very logical. She sees things truthfully. She has the sword of truth. So if she will not put up with any kind of confusion. She'll see right through it or she'll cut it out. A clear perception is now required to get out of this lost garden, or else you will wander in here forever. Overcoming fears and fantasies, facing the dark side of the moon in one's soul and intuition. Facing the dark side of the moon in one's soul, intuition. Let's go to, I'm really engaged with this moon energy. It's funny, I was talking about I've got a Gemini moon. Is this reading for me? I like to indulge in my fairy tale fantasies, right? It keeps me happy to be a little bit dreamy, because I think to me, like, the real world is so mundane and so boring. So I've got to have a little bit of that fairy tale thing going on in my own head, because otherwise I just, like, again, Gemini moon, and Mars Sagittarius, like, I would be so bored. I would literally, I think I could die of boredom. It's like torture for me. To be bored is torturous. So again, it's like amusing myself in my daydreaming is what keeps me going sometimes. So there could be something here where it's like, it's okay to fantasize, it's okay to daydream, it's okay to have illusions, because the moon is a card about illusions, but make sure you're not ruled by them, right? Make sure it's a tool that serves you and not something that keeps you disassociated from reality, or you know, you have to have that balance. You have to keep your feet on the ground. So if your head's in the clouds, that's okay, but you also have to be practical and keep your feet on the ground at the same time, and have that Queen of Swords energy. Illusions, hidden truths, shadows in the moonlight, facing your fears. I love it that I was picking up on it really early on, and it's like validated now. Facing your fears, obscured knowledge, the need to trust your intuition, instinct, the things you cannot know at this time, subtle illumination. Prompt, confusing reflections. She is having trouble seeing the paths that lie ahead. Again, this thing about choices, different paths. Two maidens light the way, and yet neither can illuminate what exists beyond the fog of the horizon. Their counsel is to tune into the moon and to trust the inner voice. She squints to see, and the watery surface plays tricks in the dark. The shadows of the shadows cast illusions, and without this thing about shadows again. Did Taurus have shadows? I feel like someone had shadows. And without true clarity, she finds herself quieted, afraid, unsure. She takes a deep breath, and the muse of the moon stirs as her light bends and lengthens. Moonchild, there is an ancient wisdom ahead, and yet you must meander into my moonlight streams of unconscious trust, and allow your intuition to hear the gentle nudges of your knowing. Her voice streams in, louder now. To me, not you. You shouldn't be louder now to me. Her voice streams in, louder now. Find peace within the shadows, for there is deep magic there. Find deep truth in your own discernment. Sometimes you cannot know until you walk the way. Again, this is the thing, you're facing the unknown. This is literally what the cards are saying, right? You're taking a leap of faith into the unknown. You cannot know what happens. Like, you cannot know what's in those cups until you take a cup, right? Or maybe you could ask. I mean, maybe ask more questions. The Queen of Swords would ask more questions. But there's something, it's like you only know when you do it. Sometimes you cannot know until you walk the way. Know that your path will indeed be one of uncertainty at times, and allow your fears to dissipate as the sun peaks over the horizon at dawn. You were written in stardust and folded through time, and the seas of illusion are your mountains to climb. I don't know if some of you do have a Libra placement. Libra's reading, the little short reading that I did, they were in High Priestess energy, and they were facing this kind of like Devil and Seven of Cups energy. It was almost like gaslighting. It's like Libra was like, whether it was the universe or somebody, like purposefully making you feel confused, like purposefully making you doubt yourself. And it was, I'm saying you because it's kind of playing out in your reading as well. It could be an air sign thing. And it was like, keep your secrets to yourself. Again, look at this as well. Keep things hidden, keep things to yourself. You don't have to tell everybody everything. It's okay to hold back until you get answers, and just don't let that happen. Don't let people control you through fear, or through illusion, or through gaslighting behaviors. Like, if you don't know, ask, and if they don't tell you, draw that boundary and step back, right? You don't have to be. It was almost like the devil is controlling through making you unsure. When you're sure of yourself, you're confident, right? You're confident, you're clear, you're powerful. The devil energy doesn't like that. I'm not talking about the literal devil, by the way. I'm just talking about the way shadow energy, if you want to call it our shadow selves, you know, the way our own doubts and our own fears, our own illusions, keep us trapped, keep us small, keep us from stepping into our empowerment and doing the things that we want to do. So don't be small. Don't allow yourself to be small. I actually was talking about as well in one of the readings about the superhero pose in yoga. So doing yoga and standing big and tall and powerful like a superhero. It's like, do that in the mornings. Feel that power, and go forward, because you're going to be okay. Another little anecdote, this portal in this tree, I had a dream once where I kind of jumped into a portal. I fell back into this portal that was under this big old tree, and it was like, it took me into this, almost like I was asleep already, but it almost like took me into this dream space, or it took me into this like out of body experience where I was falling. I jumped through this portal and I was falling. And then I realized I could control it. I just thought, stop. And I stopped falling. And this bubble formed around me. And it's like I could direct myself then. I could go where I wanted to go. So there's something in that as well, trying to come through there. And she always looks like she's saying, are you coming with me? It's like, I'm going through this portal, but she's looking back, she's waiting for someone. Are you coming with me? This person, I want to say, is trying to take the leap of faith with you, but it's like they're burdened by responsibilities. I'm so sorry about my rumbly tummy. There could be, again, something about confidence and fear. That's your, like, your stomach chakra. So, like, creative self-expression. You can be your own knight. Okay. So don't wait for somebody to save you. You know, if you look at Tangled, Rapunzel got herself out of that tower. You can be your own knight. You may be in a dire situation you need escaping from. Rest assured, you have the power within to persevere. You already know that you don't need to be rescued by a charming prince or a chivalrous knight in shining armour. You've got your own shield and sword, and God's help anyone who thinks they can do a better job. Queen of Swords. Look at this. Yeah, being Queen of Swords energy. So just, if you want to hang on for a second, I'll read this Queen of Swords card for you as well, just to get an idea of like the energy that you're being asked to step into. Again, you may have Libra in your chart. I love the Queen of Swords. Some people see her as a bitch, but it's like, no, she protects herself. She's learnt lessons. She's tough. She's tough as nails because she's been hurt in the past, and this has made her smart, right? So she's the sort of friend who, just noticing her hair as well, she's got really long kind of wavy hair in both of these. She's the sort of friend who, like, if you come out of the toilet, walking through the bar, walking through the restaurant, and you've got toilet roll on your shoes, she's going to go, oh, mate, you got toilet roll on your shoe. Like, she doesn't hold back. She tells you straight. She gives you that honest information that you need to know. And yeah, you might find it embarrassing. You might be like, oh no, like, but she's doing you a favor by telling you. Maybe she shouldn't tell you quite so loudly, but to her it's like, I'm giving you the information that you need to know. Sometimes it can be sharp, sometimes it can be blunt. I love the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so some people are like, she's a bitch, but no, she's actually not. I would say that the bitchy people are the gossipy types, right? The gossipy types who tell you what you want to hear to your face, but then, you know, bitch about you behind your back. You know, the people who are nice to your face, but it's a mask. They're the real bitches, right? They're the real plastics. Like the Queen of Swords, just direct. Like she's not scared of giving you the truth. You know, the people who are scared of giving you the truth, they've got something to benefit, or like they've got something to hide, they've got something to gain by being secretive. So what's that about? Because you're being told to be secretive. Or are you being secretive, but you're being told to be brutal? I don't know, I'll read it for you. The sword being my scepter, the sword I hold reminds me not to get caught in swirling emotions. It protects me from overwhelming feelings. I want to keep my ability to... So it's not that she doesn't feel, it's that she takes a step back and analyses her feelings. She says, why am I feeling this? I want to keep my ability to judge things or people without being sentimental. I care about my subjects, but you won't find me being indulgent with them for all of that. If you want to sit by me, if you want to sit with me, you have to wear pink on Wednesdays. Like, I can't remember the actual quote, but if you want to sit by me, you have to show the same capacity of letting your intelligence and reason be your guides. Save your empathy or compassion for later. This is not what I want you to be focused on today. To please me, you must rather use your logic and common sense. I want you to be frank and efficient in words and deeds. Softness or sentimentality are not what my queen is about. Independence, clear judgment, controlled emotions, logic, straight honesty. So again, like the Chariot here as well with this Cancerian energy, it's not that anyone's not feeling, it's that somebody is balancing. They're balancing their heart and their head. They're balancing their intuition and their logic. They're finding that sweet spot in between. So I really hope that was helpful for you, Geminis. Let's get you a song to close out your reading. Okay, can I get another song that's going to be helpful to the people watching this reading? So the people who are watching this reading, can we get a helpful song for them? So you may know it, you may not, but Cowboys by Charlotte Lawrence. You may know somebody called Charlotte, you may know somebody called Lawrence, you may know a cowboy. Cowboys may be significant to you some sort of way. Where have all the cowboys gone? Let's have a quick look. I love Charlotte Lawrence. You're so mine, but I'm holding on to nothing. Where's your mind wandering? Didn't I say that right at the start of the reading? It's like somebody's mind's wandering. You're like, you know, why aren't they engaging with me? I want to say because they're really busy with work. Never stay, never leave. Justify, I always want the wrong thing. Take a piece of me with you, my love. I'd like to think you gave me just enough, but it's different in the morning. Bottled up emotions, whiskey lullaby, tears could fill an ocean. Why you gotta be that guy? You could be an angel, cause all you do is fly. Loving you is fatal, I wonder where you are tonight. Where do all the cowboys run? Smoke rings stain silhouettes, sharing your cigarette. She's so fine, but I know that she means nothing. Take a piece of her with you, my love. She'll probably think that you gave it just enough, but it's different in the morning. So you could be dealing with a player, could be dealing with somebody with commitment issues. But if this bit of the song gets me, again, I'm really picking up on that love energy of like, you know, loving someone unconditionally, loving someone even though you know that they're bad for you, you know, not being able to, not wanting to give up that love because it's good to feel love, but at the same time, are you suffering because of it? One of the songs that came through was Olivia Rodrigo, Driver's License. And there is a lot of suffering in that song. She still loves the person. So this is, I've been so emotional all morning, I'm going to be honest with you. So Charlotte Lawrence Cowboys, if I could change you, I wouldn't change you. Because I don't want to love you lost, because I don't want to love you lost me. I hope you're safe in that lonely place because you don't know how to love. You don't. So there's sympathy, right? Sympathy for the devil, I'm hearing. Knowing that, you know, loving someone and saying, I wouldn't change you. I hope you're safe in that lonely place because you don't know how to love. Loving you is fatal. I wonder where you are tonight. So, I don't know. I was picking up on that, and I don't want to bring it into the reading unless it was in the reading, but with that being clarifying song, some of you are absolutely like in your emotions about a relationship. Perhaps you love somebody who's a player. Perhaps you love somebody who's got commitment issues. You know, somebody who doesn't have time for you. It looks like somebody's very, very burdened, very busy with practical, tangible things. I don't know. All right, gems, take care of yourselves. Try and get yourself out of your emotions. Beautiful emotions like this Cancerian energy, this like water energy that's coming through, Pisces, Cancer, totally like high vibrationally, like totally engage with their emotions, and then they create this beauty with it. I was talking about somebody potentially being like a musician. Charlotte Lawrence, no, she's Leo. A lot of my favorite singers and songwriters at the moment are Cancers, because they're so like sociably aware and so in tune with their emotions and like so capable of expressing it. It's like they like high vibrational Cancerian energy leans into the emotions and really says, this is what I'm feeling and there's beauty in it, and that's wonderful. But you know, sometimes you have to step out of the waters and grab hold of that sort of truth and see things clearly, and take action. And I feel like that's where the leap of faith is for you. All right, I hope that was helpful to you. Please do take care of yourselves and find that balance. This is a very good reading. I feel like you've got the balance right. You're handling it. You're going to be okay. All right, take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.